And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, a real estate and finance expert, and goes to bat for you every day as your consumer advocate. Your host, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again, another day committed to picking a fight with the mainstream media and providing you the timely truth centered around real estate, credit, finance, estate planning, health, and so much more. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show, where our number one goal is to educate, entertain, enlighten, engage in an effort to help you win in any marketplace.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
Now, I want you to pull out your smartphone and save our Consumer Advocate hotline number in your phone, because at some point you're going to need it. It's 813-917-1894.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
813-917-1894.
Baby, don't forget my number.
And we also want you to bookmark realestateradiotampa.com. Bookmark realestateradiotampa.com. That's our website, blog site. You can find a plethora of information available there. Also, links to all of our expert contributors by clicking on the expert contributors tab. And by the way, if you are sitting at your computer, or maybe you want to pull it up on your smartphone, all you have to do is access our website and /live stream, and you'll be able to watch our show, watch our TV show version of the show on WeBeam TV as well. So this segment is brought to you by the Maids Cleaning Service. They do a great job of cleaning our real estate properties. Shout out to the Maids. 24-hour, 100% satisfaction guaranteed from the Maids. So they are referred for a reason. And we're here in studio live from iHeartRadio, 7 p.m. every weekday. And on the weekends, we're also on 102.5 The Bone. And we have a great lineup for you today. It's Intelligent Talk Radio. I've got some intelligent folks in studio, and we're talking about health today. We're going to be talking about health, ways that you can improve your health and keep your body working at optimal conditions. And let's go ahead and round the horn here and make our introductions. First up is going to be Steve Pohlit, an independent representative with BEMER. Welcome back in.
Brandon, great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Excellent. My pleasure. Also in studio, Michael Vogt, expert massage therapist here in Tampa Bay, owner of Back End Health Massage. Welcome in, sir.
Good morning, Brandon.
Excellent. Thanks for coming in, guys. So also, I think we should mention Ray's Milton, Ray's Vegan Soul, part of our health team as well, does an awesome job cooking these great meals for us. And Ray's Vegan Soul, shout out to Ray Milton on Facebook. You can find him at Ray's Vegan Soul, where I'll hit you with a flavor. That's his tagline. And he does a great job cooking these awesome meals for me. Carry them around in my vehicle. That way when I'm out running around, running appointments, I don't pull into the fast food restaurants. I have awesome organic meal already prepared for me right there in my vehicle. So shout out to Ray Milton, Ray's Vegan Soul. So let's go ahead and jump into this content. Let's start with Steve here. What is BEMER?
Well, it's not the car. So right off the bat, it's not the car. BEMER is spelled B-E-M-E-R. Okay. And I am an independent BEMER distributor. And the BEMER there's so much information about the BEMER and the body that I can only treetop that information on the show today. So I'm encouraging people to visit Health Rewards, that's plural, healthrewardsnow.com. And of course, they can text me, call me at 727-224-4743. So rather than trying to describe the BEMER, I actually brought along a picture today. It's not the woman, it's the mat. It's the mat. And you can see the mat's on top of a Chase Lounge chair, and it's plugged into a computer. You can see that on the floor. So that's what we're talking about today. The mat and the box. It's actually about 6 foot long and a little over 2 feet wide. And if you happen to be taller than 6 feet, and a lot of our customers are, we work with basketball players who are 7 feet tall. And as long as your feet are at the bottom of the BEMER, your head can extend over the BEMER pad, and the signal still reaches you. And we'll be talking about the signal and circulation. So I want to point out something right off the bat, because these are really key points. I want to talk about the signal and what the BEMER does. But I'm going to hold up this particular picture, which is a typical picture of our body's circulatory system. And this is one that a lot of people are somewhat familiar with. Yep. This is and we, up until about 8-9 months ago, like most people, I thought of our circulation system as being the heart, the veins, and the arteries. Right. The reality is, and this is it seems to be a secret, it's just not widely known, that the heart and veins and arteries account for 26% of our body's circulation. It's really important to understand circulation so you can understand the value of the BEMER. So that's why I'm starting off talking about circulation. The 74% of the body's circulation is in what's called our microvessel system or our capillary system. Now, try to wrap your head around this, which is the capillary system is 74,000 miles of capillaries. And a capillary is about 1/3 the thickness of a strand of hair. Okay, so when you start thinking about 74,000 miles of capillaries and how thin a capillary is, and you add to it that in our body we have more than 50 trillion blood cells.
Wow.
And every one of those cells has to get oxygen, nutrition, water, and every one of those cells has to remove waste.
Right.
So now we have this system. You're getting a picture of the system. Now I asked the question, which was asked to me when I first learned about this. Can you imagine that our heart, which is, maybe that size,
Right.
can pump the 5 quarts or so that we have in our body of blood through that 74,000 miles? And I thought, no.
Quite amazing when you think about that.
It doesn't. So there's another system that runs that blood through our capillary system, and that it's a pulse motion that results in the blood going through it. So once you understand how it's supposed to work, then I want to transition into, well, what happens if that blood isn't flowing? Mm-hmm. Well, if the blood isn't flowing, we're not getting the oxygen, nutrition, water, and we're not removing the waste. And keep in mind that it has to happen with every cell. And if that isn't happening, then the cell does not do what it's supposed to do, and we begin to develop problems.
Yeah, it's interesting, man. You think about, if you just joined us, you're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show. We're talking about having a health segment here, talking about with Steve Pohlit here. He's an independent representative with BEMER, and it's an interesting product where it's basically you're going to lie down on this product, and it's going to help you increase your circulation. It has so many other health benefits. Continue.
So you're absolutely correct, Brandon. The BEMER is used. The primary system is the mat. There's some accessories, but for purposes of this show, I'll focus on the mat. And we lay on the mat 8 minutes in the morning and 8 minutes in the evening. That's it. And you relax on the mat. It doesn't vibrate, doesn't get hot or cold. And some people will have a response to that, even the first time using it. Wow. And it depends on the status of their health and their conditions when they're getting on the BEMER. But keep in mind the things that has happened with our bodies, didn't just happen overnight. So the BEMER is designed to be used every day.
Right.
And so I often get the question, can we ever stop using the BEMER? And my response is, well, why would you want to stop?
Right.
Because let's examine what influences in a negative way the circulation in the body.
Right.
Okay. I don't know about you, but everyone that I know has some level of stress, and some has more than others.
Right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Stress reduces the blood flow. Okay. You mentioned it earlier about eating organic.
Right.
Most people do not.
Right.
Okay. When we don't eat organic, we don't eat healthy food, that lifestyle slows down the circulation.
Yep.
Okay. Then there's trauma, accidents, trauma. We had a lot of trauma in the last week coming from Orlando.
Yeah, absolutely.
Number of different stories, highly traumatic. And even if we weren't there, it's traumatic.
Right.
And that affects our blood flow. So we got stress, then toxins and chemicals. We're all exposed to toxins and chemicals even if we eat and drink right.
Yep.
And then we have electromagnetic fields coming from our cell phones, Wi-Fi's. All of these things influence the blood flow in our body.
Yeah, great point, Steve. I mean, a lot of it is overlooked too. Most people don't think about the cell phone usage. If it's not something that we can tangibly see and touch, sometimes we're not thinking about it. And we've always heard the stress is the number one killer. So that's a great point right there.
So the BEMER is an FDA Class 1 medical device. What that means is that it's safe for everyone. The only person that can't use the BEMER is someone who's had an organ transplant. When you have an organ transplant, you're given immune suppressant medication, and the BEMER strengthens the immune system. So that would be a counter indicator. So that's the only person that can't use a BEMER.
Got it.
So no matter how young or how old, whatever the case might be, whether you have pacemakers or not, doesn't matter. The BEMER is safe. And with that, before I go any further, I want to keep the FDA happy by saying the BEMER is not a substitute for professional medical care, and the BEMER is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, and there's 1 million people using it in Europe and 16,000 users in the U.S. We're going to talk more about the BEMER, and we're also going to bring Michael Vogt. He's an expert massage therapist here in Tampa Bay into the conversation of ways that you can increase your health, improve your body function, and voted top 10 by the Tampa Bay Business Journal Best in the Biz Awards multiple times is Michael Vogt, expert massage therapist here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. So stay with us. The best is yet to come. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show. RealEstateRadioTampa.com.
This is Warwick Dunn, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes, the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm the owner of Platinum MVP Realty and a top listing agent here in Tampa Bay. Featured in Florida Realtor Magazine multiple times, Tampa Bay Business Journal, the Tribune, recognized for innovations with marketing, helping our sellers profit more on the sale of their real estate properties. This segment is brought to you by our printing partner. It's Greg Geyer over at Printing Solutions, Inc. Does an awesome job helping us with the postcards, flyers, business cards, pop-up banners, all types of signage. And shout out to Greg over at Printing Solutions, Inc., digitalprintingsource.com. And we're back here in studio live from iHeartRadio. Got a couple of hot listings also I want to let you know about. We just hit the market with this one, 13235 Gulf Boulevard in Madeira Beach, number 409, unit number 409 on Gulf Boulevard, Madeira Beach. This is an awesome property. This is a condo-tel right on the beach. It's across the street, actually, from the beach. You got the gorgeous views of the intercoastal waterways and the Gulf of Mexico.
Somewhere sunny and 75.
And also another hot listing just this week was 4618 West Beach Park Drive in Tampa. Beach Park, 4 bedrooms, 3 full bath, 1 half bath, listed at $799,000. Great buying opportunity here. Over 2,556 square feet. And it's in Beach Park, one of the hottest zip codes in all of Tampa Bay, 33609, and it's 4618 West Beach Park Drive here in Tampa Bay. Beautiful property. And by the way, if you're a seller out there on the fence about potentially selling, maybe looking at a move up or down over to the beach, closer to work, whatever it might be, great buying, a great time to put your property on the market. There's a lack of inventory, not much competition. If you wait much longer, the Fed's supposedly going to be raising mortgage rates into overnight lending rate, which is going to affect mortgage rates, and it's going to affect you with your property. There's going to be a lot more people putting their properties on the market. So you got a great time right now to get in the game. So we're back here in studio. First segment, we heard from Steve Pohlit, BEMER. He's an independent distributor with BEMER, an awesome health product. And now we're going to switch gears. We're going to talk also, we're going to hear more from Steve later in the show, but we're going to talk with Michael Vogt now. He's the owner of Back in Health Massage and does an awesome job. Voted top 10 massage services in Tampa Bay by the Tampa Bay Business Journal's Best in the Biz Awards. Welcome back in, Michael.
Thanks for having me, Brandon. I wanted to talk to you today about post-workout recovery and how massage and stretching can help with your post-workout recovery. Lots of people go to the gym. Lots of people work out. Lots of people are trying to take care of themselves. What I find is that not many people are worried about stretching. Not many people are worried about their circulatory system. Not many people are doing the things that they need to be able to do to be able to keep those things in tune so that they can have a better workout, increase the weight, increase the repetitions, get more from their workout, be able to recover faster so that they can work out more. I specialize in active isolated stretching. I learned this from Aaron Matties. He's the guru of stretching in the United States. Active isolated stretching is a specific form of stretching where we isolate a specific muscle. We stretch the muscle to the full 1.6 times the length of the muscle, and we hold it for only 2 seconds so that we're able to beat the Golgi tendon reflex. The Golgi tendon reflex basically is a 4-second process between the muscle and the brain, where the brain is telling the muscle, hey, if you're going to be stretched more than what your capacity is, cramp up and not allow the muscle or the joint to be able to move. In active isolated stretching, we put you in a specific position, isolate the specific muscle, stretch it to the full 1.6 times its length, and we do that by only holding the stretch for 2 seconds so that you're able to beat that 4-second Golgi tendon reflex.
Yeah, it's interesting. You know, a lot of people do exactly what you say, Michael. They go in, they get the workout in, and they're rushing through the cardio portion maybe at the end, but then they just forget to stretch and do the cool down. It's so important.
Absolutely. I find I was in a gym for 3 years, and we'd stand upstairs and we'd watch the people and we'd say, all right, that one's going to be a client, that one's going to be a client, that one's going to leave in a month or two, not going to ever come back. And the main thing that we were looking for were people that, even when they would pay money for the trainers, they never wanted to take the time to stretch. Stretching is so important because it helps the body to recover, helps the circulatory system, it helps the blood to flow. Blood flow is what's going to help make the body to recover, help to reduce stress, help to eliminate trigger points. Trigger points are those areas where we're finding buildups in the body where the toxins are not being released back into the bloodstream properly, so that we're finding that spot in the middle of your shoulder where it's causing you pain back here. That's what the main things that people come in to look to me to be able to eliminate is trigger points. When we're looking to get rid of trigger points, I do that through trigger point therapy and through the active isolated stretching.
Yeah, Michael, too, a lot of times we talk about when it comes to working out, a lot of people that do work out, they're focusing, or even more male on the male side of the equation. They're doing the pushing, they're doing the bench press, the things that are going to make their chest look big, make them look macho. You see in that, and that's affecting the reverse side of the body.
Absolutely. In fact, that's one of the things that I preach a lot about is anterior muscle work. But it's funny that you mentioned bench press and things of that nature. As we get older, our bench press really is less important than our back day.
Right.
Our day where we're focusing on the opposite muscles. Everybody wants to have that great chest, but the problem is that we all sit down all day. We don't move around very much. We should be moving about 26 miles a day. We move about a half a mile a day. That's the facts of the nature.
Yeah.
Now, what happens is because we're sitting down all day and we're bringing our body forward, that's what creates our muscles and to be overly contracted in the front and overly stretched in the back. So that when you're working out, instead of focusing on chest day and thinking that's the most important day of the week for a workout, really the most important day of the week should be back day, where you're pulling the shoulders back, where you're strengthening the back and you're strengthening your core so that you're not having that forward posture where we're all slumped over all day.
Yeah, I see that all the time, man. As I'm walking around, observing people's posture, you see that so often. And it's not even with the athletes; it's with all types of folks. The women that may have had the breast surgeries. There's a lot of different things when it comes to your posture to focus on, and the abdomen and the core as well. And if you just joined us, you're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show. We're talking with Michael Vogt. He's an expert massage therapist here, owner of Back in Health Massage on Gun Highway, conveniently located Gun Highway in Tampa Bay.
Absolutely. When you're talking about neck and shoulder problems, you're talking about three things. These three things in this order. It's always repetitive motion. That's the number one cause. What are we doing all day? What are we doing so that we're bringing our bodies forward and our arms forward? That's what tightens the muscles in the front. That's what makes the muscles in the back be overly stretched. The second thing is the natural effects of gravity on the body.
Yeah.
For men, we tend to get more low back problems. Why is that? That's because we carry most of our weight in our bellies. What's the closest joint to our belly? The closest joint to our belly is our waist. That's what causes most low back problems in men. Now, that's not to say that women don't get low back problems. I'm just saying that more men get low back problems. Conversely, more women tend to get more neck and shoulder problems, again, from the natural effects of gravity on the body. And that basically comes down to how big of a busty woman are they. The bigger busted they are, the more weight they're carrying up top, which then is the closest joint to their bust line is their neck and their shoulders. That's why women's heads tend to come forward, and why more women get osteoporosis and osteopenia and kyphosis and things of that nature.
Yeah, the kyphotic curve that develops over time. Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about how people can engage you. They're going to come down. I recommend at least once a week going in and visiting with Michael and setting up on a regimen. It's part of your overall regimen. Steve was talking about stress. In the first segment with his BEMER product. Stress. When I go for my weekly massage, man, I'm recharged. The battery's recharged. We do some stretching also at the end. Let's talk about that.
Absolutely. I usually tell people once a week for between 8 and 12 weeks. And then you can improve the situation by between 50 and 80%. Generally, it's closer to 50% and closer to 12 weeks if you just come and get the massage.
Right.
If you come in and get the massage, let me teach you how to do some self-care stretching exercises. Then you go home and do the self-care stretching exercises every day so that the exercise is being complemented by the massage that helps you to recover and regain quicker. Then you're closer to an 80% improvement and closer to 8 weeks. After you get to that 50 to 80% improvement, then I tell people then you can start backing it down a little bit. Now, I say the same thing as Steve said about the BEMER, and I say it works the same as the gym. You go to the gym for the first 3 weeks, going the first 3 weeks to the gym kind of stinks. And it stinks because you're not used to doing the work. After you do the work for a few weeks, you think, wow, I can do this work, it's no big deal. You can increase the weight, increase the reps. After a few more weeks, you're feeling like, wow, I lost 10 pounds. I can do this workout, no problem. Then you stop coming, and then you gain 10 pounds again. And then when you come back, then it's starting all over. So it's just a product much like Steve's BEMER machine, where you kind of got to keep using it. But the reason you want to keep using it is because the the bonus and the effect is tremendous and overwhelming.
Yeah, absolutely. And the problem is, too, is a lot of people live on someday I'll. They think about someday I'll do this. Someday I'll make the move. Someday I'm going to get on that massage regimen, that workout routine. And, you got to vote yourself off the island, make the right move, make the choice. And when we come back, we're going to talk about experts confirm coffee is good for your health unless you do this one thing out of Elite Daily. And more from our experts here in studio, Consumer Quarterback Show and realestateradio.tampa.com.
This is Work Done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, host of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Top listing agent in Tampa Bay. We're here in studio. Got a couple of intelligent folks here in studio. It's Intelligent Talk Radio. We're also going to talk about this story. Experts confirm coffee is good for your health. Next segment. But before we jump back into this great content, I want to give a shout out to Manny Polizzi over at Electric Today, myelectrictoday.com. They do a great job. Service today without delay. Electrical, air conditioning work in existing homes, businesses for all your electrical and air conditioning needs. Call Electric Today, 653-4221. Service today without delay. And Manny does a great job. Longtime partner of the Real Estate Quarterback Show and friend of the program here for many, many years. So we're back here in studio. We want to talk about this hot listing I've got here, 414 South Royal Palm Way in Tampa. Now, this is a beach park beauty. 4 bedrooms, 3 full bath, 2 half bath, and it is listed at $1.195 million. Great buying opportunity. And it's got an amazing history to it. It's a beach park home with discerning stays close to Swan Park. And it was Brazilian cherry flooring, travertine tile, and the Wolf family, the Wolf brothers. No wonder it stood the test of time. So one of Tampa's famous families actually built this home back in 1925. So very unique property, estate-style pool in the back, and it is our featured property of the month. So we're back here in studio live from iHeartRadio. Let's go ahead and switch gears. We heard from Michael Vogt back in health massage. Also, we're talking with Steve Pohlit with BEMER. He's an independent distributor with BEMER. So let's talk a little about the opportunity where this product that you're repping, it is accepted by NASA.
Yeah, that's correct. There's a lot of credibility, Brandon. The company actually started 20 years ago, and about 18 years ago produced the first BEMER. And just as a reminder, this is a BEMER. The mat is on the chair, and it's plugged into a computer. And there's some accessories, but those are the primary components. And BEMER does one thing: it improves the circulation in the body. And the signal's been developed. That we're on the third generation of the BEMER right now, and that's why that we're able to use it. Only have to use it twice a day, 8 minutes in the morning, 8 minutes at night. Very relaxing. And I want to address credibility. 1.1 million users in the world. It's hardly known in the United States. There's less than 20,000 units in use in the United States. It's growing very, very rapidly now. And part of the reason is what you mentioned is the partnership with NASA. And NASA has actually completed the development of the technology, which is incorporating the signal of the BEMER mat that is the proprietary signal with 5 very strong international patents. That signal is what makes everything work. It improves the circulation in the body, the entire body, not just a particular part, but the entire body. And so NASA wanted to incorporate this into the garments that astronauts wear, because in zero gravity, there's a big circulation problem.
Wow, that's cool.
Big circulation problem. But beyond NASA, the BEMER is used in 4,000 hospitals, universities, clinics worldwide. And there's over 1,000 professional athletes now using the BEMER. So it's very, very powerful, and there's a lot of medical research documented. So everything that I'm saying here on the show today, and what's written in the materials that you'll find at healthrewardsnow.com is supported. We don't make any of this up. None of it. It's all well supported and well documented. So I think that's very, very important. My goal, actually, and I don't think I said this the last show, but my goal for being on the show is to introduce people to the information that's available about the BEMER and have them start doing their own due diligence. And once they start doing their own due diligence, they understand the BEMER, they understand circulation, they understand what it's doing for their health.
Right.
Then they're gonna say, I want one. Because that's what happens when people really learn about the BEMER and what it's doing for the health. They say, "I want one," and then we're happy to help them get one. There's a couple different ways of doing it, and we also need more people to work with us to share that information. So I'm here for 2 primary reasons: to get people started with knowing about the BEMER, and secondly, invite them to look at the resources we're talking about at healthrewardsnow.com. Go to YouTube. Type BEMER, BEMER, in the search box on YouTube, and you're going to be able to spend the better part of 2 or 3 or more days seeing all the videos about BEMER, and it's really, really something.
Yeah, and we want to get with Steve that when you do decide to get introduced to the product, how does that work? Do you go to them? You'll meet with them at their home or their office?
Excellent question. We have. In this market, we're very fortunate. We have a product presentation meeting every Wednesday at 6:30, which is done by several experts. And I like to get people to those meetings for 2 reasons. One, you're going to get a full presentation by an absolute expert. His name's Paul St. John. He runs a neuromuscular pain clinic in Clearwater off of Icott Road. The second thing that's going to happen, you're going to meet a lot of people that have BEMERs and are using them and the results that they're getting. And you're going to meet some people that are guests that are considering buying the BEMER. So that's one way.
Yep.
That's one way. I go to people's houses. I go to people's offices. People come to me. We're very, very happy to do complimentary BEMER sessions and give them more information.
Yeah, and we were talking about a lot of crossover opportunity here when you're thinking about a massage, a regimen of a weekly massage, maybe bi-weekly massage with Michael Vogt, massage therapist here with Back and Health Massage. So what are some of those key crossover opportunities?
I'll tell you, it's funny. I trained under Paul St. John.
Yeah,
I learned neuromuscular therapy from Paul St. John.
Wow.
So it's interesting if you were to combine our two products, our 2 services, is that if you were to lay on the BEMER and you were able to help to get your circulatory system flowing so that it's flowing at the proper metabolic rate, so that then when people come to me and they're looking to have trigger points removed where they're having those blockages in their body, that's basically what I'm doing, is I'm manually kicking open the door to the vascular system to be able to force the waste product out of the muscle cell, to be able to push it back into the blood so that it can be removed from the body. That waste product that's trapped in the cell is what causes the pain. So that the excellent opportunity, if you are able to get a BEMER and be able to use that in conjunction with my services to be able to remove trigger points, that eventually the goal would be that you wouldn't have those trigger points.
It's awesome. Yeah. It's totally awesome. And, it's not just, it's the warm up, it's the waste removal, synergy, and actually the recovery. So the athletes and the people that are working out love the BEMER in connection because of the processing of lactic acid, which is part of the waste recovery process. Yeah. And so in connection with what you're talking about, if it becomes massage therapy on steroids.
Absolutely.
It just absolutely does.
Now that's where I was trying to convince people at the gym to take part of their gym time, because the hardest part for everybody to be able to do these things is finding the time. No one ever has any time. Yep. But it's always fantastic when you meet people who've already figured out a way to carve out some time in their life. Yep. But I'm always trying to convince people, if you're going to the gym and you go to the gym 5 days a week, let's skip the gym 1 day a week. Come to me 1 day a week. Let me help you to recover so that you're able to have those other 4 days a week that you're at the gym and be able to get more out of your workout, to be able to get a better workout. If you were to spend some time on the BEMER, in addition to coming to me, your workout should be able to be increased tenfold. Yeah,
and it's 8 minutes.
Absolutely, 8 minutes. I say it's an hour to be able to get a massage.
Yeah, so it's 8 minutes on the BEMER, hour on this. I mean, this is just fantastic, and we do have quite a few and growing number of massage therapists that are incorporating the BEMER in their practice. So it's really, really a big opportunity.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and when you think about the excuses that we have, those same people that are on someday aisle, as we spoke about it, they have the same conversations, and it's mostly about excuses on why they can't make the time or find the time to do something, why they're too busy. And hey, if you wake up an hour early, go to bed an hour earlier, wake up an hour early, now you found that hour that you need to get in there and see Michael.
Absolutely. We're not going to be on Someday Aisle. We're going to be on Right Now Boulevard.
There you go.
I want to come back to circulation for a minute, because you touched on it, but I'm not sure that people really understand what happens with the blood when the circulation is impaired. Okay, what happens with the blood cells when the circulation is impaired, there's two things. One is called aggregation. It's just like a clumping of the blood cells. When you have aggregation of the blood cells, then those cells cannot get the nutrition, oxygen, and water and remove the waste that they need. The second thing that happens is what's called rouleau. And rouleau is something that is like a stacking. If you think about what coins look like when they're wrapped. Yep. Okay, so there's two different types of things that happen, and maybe there's more, but two that I'm primarily aware of. And one is aggregation, and one is rouleau. And both of them block the cells from getting the oxygen, nutrition, water, and removing the waste that they need. And when that happens, that's when we start having all the problems. That's why.
That's what causes trigger points.
That's why when we say everything that we're aware of in terms of health conditions can be pointed back to a circulatory problem, and so you resolve the circulatory problem, which is what the BEMER does. Mm-hmm. Then the magic is what the body does.
Right.
The body is the magic.
It's an amazing machine if we allow it to operate properly, if we feed it the right, organic foods and plenty of water, great water, and instead of the sodas and the things that people are addicted to, because the sugar is one of the most addicting substances on earth. But when we come back, we're going to talk about experts confirm coffee is good for your health unless you do this one thing, and we're going to hear more from our experts here in studio. We're talking with Steve Pohlit, BEMER distributor, independent distributor with the BEMER product, as well as Michael Vogt, back in health massage. And, we're talking about ways that you can live a better life. We've also talked about Ray Milton with Ray's Vegan Soul. Supposed to be on the show today, couldn't make it in, but I urge you to check him out on Facebook. Just type in Ray's Vegan Soul, and his tagline is where I'll hit you with a flavor. So stay with us. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show, and the website is realestateradiotampa.com.
This is Work Done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show, hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, host, Consumer Quarterback Show, owner of Platinum MVP Realty, and also a published author. I want to remind you to check out our book on Amazon. It is the Consumer Quarterback's Consumer Advocate Playbook on Amazon. Check it out, like it, share it, download it, review it. We really appreciate you out there doing that. Also, want to remind you as well, if you have a company, organization, civic group, I'm also a public speaker, so would love to come and help you with any types of sales or types of overcoming limiting beliefs, things that we can do to help you and your organization. We'd love to help you with that as well. We have a couple of hot listings here. Just hit the market. I want to pitch before we hit the show. 13235 Gulf Boulevard in Madeira Beach. That's number 409. It's a condotel right on the beach in Madeira Beach. 13235 Gulf Boulevard, Madeira Beach, as well as 4618 West Beach Park Drive in Tampa, 33609. Beach Park property, 4 bedrooms, 3 and 1/2 bath, listed at $799,000. So some great buying opportunities there. Check out our website, realestateradiotampa.com. Give us a call on our hotline at 813-917-1894.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
All right, before the break, we kind of teased this article here. It says, experts confirm coffee is good for your health unless you do this one thing. Over the past decade, it's been proven over and over that coffee has a lot of health benefits, such as decreasing the risk of type 2 diabetes and Alzheimer's. This morning, a panel of experts from World Health Organization have confirmed that coffee may help prevent some forms of cancer, like liver, uterine cancers. They also found that if you drink decaf, you can still have these self-benefits. There's no correlation between caffeine and coffee's anti-cancer properties. That being said, there's one thing that can increase your chance of a specific type of cancer: drinking scalding hot coffee and tea can potentially damage the lining of the throat, which can eventually cause esophagus cancer. So there you go. There's the teaser there that we had for you. But we're back here in studio. We're talking with Steve Pohlit. He's an independent representative with BEMER, as well as Michael Vogt, expert massage therapist with Back and Health Massage. So let's go ahead and enter our lightning round. All right, we're going to do top consumer tips, things to do, things to avoid. Couple rounds here. Let's go with Steve first.
Take responsibility for your health. In 2015, the United States spent $3.7 trillion on healthcare.
Wow.
And it's not even counting the natural products and so forth that people spend on. So with that spending, we have increasing trends of very severe health conditions. Heart disease continues to be the number one killer. Cancers not the incidence of cancer is getting worse, not better. Diabetes expected to be by the year 2030, if based on current trends, we will spend as much money on diabetes alone as we spent on all health care last year.
Wow.
So that's just not sustainable. Yeah. And in the United States, the American public takes more prescription medication than all of the industrialized other countries combined.
Wow, that's amazing.
So we're not taking responsibility for health care, and we're having, and if you study this information on the BEMER, and you study the information on what else we need to do to keep healthy, which we're talking about, which is the water, the food, the exercise, the lifestyle, the being careful what we're exposed to in terms of radiation. If you follow those common sense steps, okay, you will begin to experience. You will have more energy. You will have more mental clarity. You will have improved physical fitness. You will have back to getting REM sleep, REM sleep. The REM sleep is critical to organ restoration and brain restoration. And most of America is REM sleep deprived. This is what happens when you start improving the circulation in the body with the BEMER, combining that with some smart lifestyle changes.
Excellent. Michael, you got a top consumer tip for our listeners out there?
Absolutely. When he's talking about top ways to be able to help improve, I always push stretching. I always want people to be able to take a little bit of time before and after the workout to be able to do stretching. I wanted to be able to offer a discounted session through my business. If you want to call the consumer hotline, 813-917-1894. They'll put you in touch with me. You can also find me at backinhealthmassage.com. You can schedule your appointment, and basically I'd like to be able to give a $39 session for a 1 hour active isolated stretching session where I can teach you how to do proper stretching to be able to help you to maximize your workout and your post-workout
How many of those
recovery.
are we doing?
We can do 5.
5 of them. Okay, so for the first 5 listeners, Michael's going to teach you how to do a proper stretch on your body, active isolation stretching. And so go ahead and text now. First 5 listeners to 813-917-1894. Take Michael up on that offer, $39.95. Going to be the offer there for first 5 listeners who text in, 813-917-1894. Go ahead and text our hotline, and we're going to get you in touch with Michael Vogt, expert massage therapist and owner of Back and Health Massage. He's going to help you with those types of stress relief, and also for the athletes out there how to properly stretch.
Absolutely. You find if you do proper stretching before and after exercise, that you're going to engage the vascular system, and that it's going to start to improve. You start to lay on the BEMER mat that Steve's pushing, and you're going to be able to improve that more. Overall, that's basically what we're trying to do. We're trying to improve your circulation so that the blood is flowing better, so that the exercise is giving you a better workout, and so that you're able to recover after the workout in a quicker amount of time.
Yeah, and you live your life in a way that you're going to be mobile. You're going to be able to enjoy your life versus a lot of times people they're not focused on their health. They start developing these diabetes, all the different things that can come from that, and they're not mobile. They may end up in a wheelchair. They may have amputations, and later in life, there's a lot of things that happen, especially if you couple the effects with smoking and other things like that, versus being healthy, living a long life, and then eventually, dying of a natural cause, potentially in bed. That'd be the, I guess, best way to go.
Long, lean muscles are a bigger, better platform for muscle gain and strength gain versus short, contracted muscles.
Perfect. Steve, what else you got, man? Parting words of advice?
So a couple things. One is I get questions nearly every day about specific health conditions, and people say, "Well, will the BEMER help with this?" And my response is always the same. We're not disease or conditions specific, but I can't talk about those type of situations that specifically. But if you go to YouTube, again, I mentioned this earlier, if you go to YouTube and you type in BEMER in the search box, okay, you're going to find a lot of situations that people are talking about that the BEMER has helped them with. And I will also mention to you that one of the things that women in particular like one of our accessories, because women, as a general statement, women are not very happy with lines and wrinkles, and we're having great results with diminishing lines and wrinkles in the facial and neck area, as well as other skin issues as well with the BEMER Light. That's one of the accessories. So BEMER anti-aging, BEMER Detox is probably, I'm not aware of anything that can say that they're going to anti-age every cell in your body or detox every cell in your body. The BEMER, by increasing the circulation, addresses every cell in your body, and that's part of the result.
Yeah, we love it. We want to help you live a better life, make you more street smart out there, and think a layer deeper. The things that you might not be thinking about. That's the goal of this show, to help you to win in any marketplace, no matter what you're facing. And again, over 80 show partners now with the Real Estate Quarterback Show and our sister brand, the Consumer Quarterback Show. And we all want to entertain, engage, enlighten, and help you live a better life. And these are the ideas that we have for you. We want you to think of this show as the hub of your financial wheel, with each spoke extending out, representing another one of our preferred partners, the finest folks in all of Tampa Bay and the Gulf Coast region, to help you win and be that turnkey solution, kind of give you that helicopter view, things that you might not think about on a daily basis. Everything from credit. Credit is one of the most misunderstood places in all of business and personal, real estate related as well. Finance, estate planning, tax planning, so many areas that we can help you out at. We want you to engage us at 813-917-1894. Save that number in your phone. At some point, you're going to need it. 813-917-1894. And let us quarterback these introductions to the finest folks that can help you live a better life. Parting words of advice, Michael.
Take 10 minutes every day to do stretching.
Perfect. Quick and easy. First thing in the morning.
Right
before you go to bed.
Right before you go to bed. You'll wake up and have a better day because you'll be more flexible and be able to move better. You'll sleep better when you stretch right before bed.
Perfect. Steve, parting words. We've got about 30 seconds.
BEMER's breakthrough technology. Let this be the start of your research and due diligence on the BEMER. Reach out to me through healthrewardsnow.com or 727-224-4743. We'll make sure we help you get a BEMER demonstration so you can experience the BEMER, see it firsthand, and help and get started. We'd like to see you get started. That's our goal for being here.
Yeah, absolutely. And all of our partners, just a reminder, on our website, realestateradiotampa.com. You can click on the Expert Contributors tab and see the links to all of our partners. And check out our YouTube channel. We got a lot of videos there, a lot of content. If you want to watch the videos there, you see, Steve has been on the show before. Michael's also been on the show. You can see both of their videos. They might have talked about a little bit different specialization in the previous video. Also have all of our local mayors, Bob Buckhorn, St. Petersburg Mayor Kreisman, Creticus out of Clearwater as well, and former USF coach Jim Levitt on the show there. Check out the YouTube videos and Facebook.com/REQB show, on Twitter @BrandonRhymes1. And we want you to go out there and live a better life, and please consider making a random act of kindness. We see this stuff happening in Orlando, different things around the world now. How much can you affect the world just by doing something small like that? Go out there and help a homeless person. Go create a random act of kindness and pay it forward. So we'll see you next time, same time and place here, realestateradiotampa.com.